But thank you so much for joining us on Threat X3 Productions, your nerd radio, your national nerd net radio direct. Today, what I want to talk about, among other things, is the new Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Outbreak mode. And my thoughts on it. I've been playing the absolute fuck out of it for... it came out last Tuesday? No, last Thursday. Last Thursday, maybe. Yes? No. Yes? No. No? Yes. No. Yes? I don't know. Either way, I've been playing the hell out of it, and so I wanted to give my impressions on it. So far, what I'm thinking about it is, wow. Just wow. I love it so far. I wouldn't necessarily call it like open world zombies, but it's open world zombies in the sense of how small each of the maps are for a typical zombies. If you compare it to that, then yes, it is quote unquote open world. But also I think what kind of makes it feel open world is the fact that you have your main objective, but then you have all these other things that you can essentially go do. You could go, just go around killing zombies. You can go do a couple of side objectives. You could look for artifacts. There's several different things that you can do that you can basically just go have fun with. And I like that. Trials is another way to just kind of go have fun or whatever. Trials is like, kill this many with melees or kill this many close to you, far away, get as many critical hits, kill zombies, with your vehicle, several different types of trials. And sometimes that can just be fun to just do a trial and go around and kill zombies, Usually what I like to do, like my strategy is I will go do a trial, and then depending on what that trial is, I will try to either complete the trial or use it in one of the secondary objectives. Because, if the objective, for instance, is kill so many zombies close up, I'll go do the trial, or I'll acquire the trial, I guess. And then, depending on what it is, so let's say this time it came up as kill zombies close up, I would then go to one of the side objectives, because zombies do spawn, if you go up to certain buildings or, if you're just roaming around, but those can be harder to find. So if you go to a side objective, most of the time there'll be a bunch of zombies that spawn in that area. It's almost like you're triggering the beginning of a round. And so because of that, I'll use that during one of the trials so that I can get as many kills as possible and hopefully get the tier system, reward tier all the way up to legendary, which gives you the best chance at like a wonder weapon, or the worst case scenario is you get a perk. Second worst case scenario is you get a gun, but it's pack-a-punched already. And then the best case is that you get a wonder weapon. So no matter what, even if you do legendary after legendary after legendary, and all you're getting is perks, that's actually okay for me, because that means that's just less money that I have to spend on perks. And so now I can put that money towards pack-a-punching or towards several different other things. So I really like that. And I do like just exploring, Now, there has been some rumors going around that right now what we're getting is basically just the fire team modes from multiplayer. So those are just the multiplayer game modes that happen to be a lot bigger. Now, the rumors are that this was basically just a trial run, and that now, depending on how popular it is, which from what I've seen, everybody loves it. So... But the point is that we will be getting a map specific to zombies rather than just borrowing fire teams, maps or whatever, which is really exciting. I hope they still keep the fire team maps because those are still fun, but it will be nice to have a map specific to Outbreak. There are even rumors that they might bring back Transit and like try to make it bigger, like revitalize it. Hopefully none of the fog, because since it will be like an open world, quote unquote, zombies, we don't need all the fog, because the whole point of the fog was to basically slow you down, and the denizens, they were supposed to slow you down so that the game could process what was coming next. So we don't need that anymore, since we have it on the PlayStation 4 and we have open world zombies. So we don't need that anymore. I hope that means that if we do get a Transit, we can just play it in an Outbreak, and it could just, they could even make it bigger. They could find ways of making it bigger, whether it be they smash Transit together with like Die Rise, or not Die Rise. Is it Die Rise? I don't know, the one with the skyscrapers. If they could like mash those together or something, that would be awesome. As far as like just having another big open world that is specific to zombie Outbreak. But yeah, I love it. I'm hard pressed not to say what I hate about it, because at first I didn't like how the zombies were really spread out. And so, like I said, if I wanted to do a trial where it's like, get this many kills, close up, they were so spread out that it's like it was hard to get those trials done. But then what I realized is that the reason they're so spread out, and the reason that they're kind of just all over the place, is to make it feel like an open world, one, and then number two, to basically let you play at your own pace. If you want to go straight to the main objective, you can go there. If you want to go do the side objectives, you can go there. And by activating those, like I said before, it's almost like you're activating a round of zombies. Because otherwise, the zombies are just kind of all over the place, and they're just kind of, roaming until they get alerted to you, and they're like, oh, hey, let's go get that guy. So at first, like I said, I was like, oh, they're too spread out. There's not enough of them. And then I realized that, no, that was obviously intentional, because they want the players to be able to play at their own pace. They want them to be able to make decisions. And these decisions are obviously decisions that you couldn't make if you were playing a regular zombie mode. And I think that even though it took a little bit to get used to, it's like, well, okay, now I actually prefer that. The idea of going back to a regular zombie map is actually like, oh, I don't know. I will say, like, some of the trials are just kind of dumb. Like, one that's fun, but it's just also dumb, is like break doors or mantle through glass. So that means for the next 5 minutes, what you basically do is you spend the next 5 minutes jumping through windows or meleeing doors. And the doors can be finicky, because I found sometimes I would melee it would melee it open, and then I could melee it again, it would break it. But then there were sometimes I would melee it would open, I'd melee it again, it was closed, and then up and close, open, close. And then I found a strategy of running into the door, and pretty much as soon as it gets kicked open, then melee it at the same time, or like right after, and that almost guaranteed me to break it. But then the timing was so precise that I couldn't get it every single time. It just got frustrating. So the doors don't seem really, whatever. Let's see, anything else that I don't like about it? That's a hard one. Maybe in the future I would like some way to like upgrade our vehicles. A really good example is they had Warzone, and they had a mode called Armor Royale or something like that. So basically you got spawned in with a truck, and then you could go to like a computer on the truck, and you could upgrade its armor. You could give it a UAV. You could give it a trophy system. You could give it a couple of things. So if we could have like a garage where we take a car to, and maybe that garage like repairs it or something, even if that's all it does, I don't need the upgrades or whatever, but even if I could just go to a garage and have it or repaired, that'd be awesome. The next step would be kind of cool for them to like repair it or not upgrade it. So give it better armor, give it like a like a snow plow in the front of it that has like blades on it or something like that. That would be really cool if we could do something like that for the future. But for now, it's like, yeah. Oh, hey, apparently I have somebody logging in and saying hello. Hello, Ashley. How are you? Good. Okay. I need to keep the chat up. Hi, chat. How are you, chat? Are you good, chat? Okay. So yeah. So far I really like it. At first I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about warping from one map to the next But now in playing it, obviously, it's like, okay, this is actually really cool. It keeps things fresh. What I don't understand, though, is as far as Fireteam is concerned, we have like Ruva, Alpine, Sanctum, and the new one, which is like Guva or Glova or blah, blah. And in Outbreak, we only have 3 of them, so we don't have Sanctum for some reason. And I've played on Sanctum, and at least at the time, Sanctum was actually my favorite map. So not being able to play that on Outbreak mode was kind of like, well, crap, dang it. So I hope that, 1, that's coming, giggity. 2, when they do have their own custom zombie Outbreak map, it doesn't get rid of everything. Kind of like when, you know, like Nuketown came out, they came out with a Nuketown 24/7 playlist. I would much prefer something like that than them just getting rid of the Fireteam maps. So hopefully they do that. So everything I like, I guess that's all I hate. I really don't hate that much about it because it's just so fun. So what do I like about it? I think the biggest thing that I like about this game mode is just how much it feels like the greatest hits of zombies. It's taken almost everything we've gotten from like zombie history and put it into this game. So what do I mean by that? We got our Hellhounds, which granted, yes, that did show up in Firebase Z, but I just feel like now they're here for sure. They got Hellhounds, they got Plague Hounds, they got Manglers, they got a new enemy that's called a Tempest, which is like the lightning guy from Transit, but he has like the Darth Ether crystals on him, and he even does like the same animations, and he teleports around the same as well. So it's like, okay, that's really cool. Then they have the Panzer, which granted, it's not the exact same Panzer from Origins. The one from Origins had like a big like hook hand, and it would shoot it out, grab you, and then pull it in. This one has like a machine gun, or not a machine gun. It has like rockets and a flamethrower. So it's not exactly the same, but it's also like clearly they're referencing that. Even to the fact where you can shoot off its like head armor, and then you do more damage to the zombie face under it. So even that seems like it. And if anything, this is just the 1980s version of the, 1942 version of the Panzer. So I feel like it's obviously updated for the Cold War. So I really like that. All of the side objectives I find fun. I'd say going from least favorite to most favorite would probably be the orb. You have this little orb, and you melee the orb, or you shoot it, spits out a couple of like zombie essence, and then it'll zip off somewhere else. You follow it, you do the same thing, it zips off again, you follow it, and then it'll give you a bunch of zombie essence, and then it'll usually drop something that's equivalent to like a large loot crate. So that's my least favorite. My second least favorite is the kind of jump scare zombie. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it kind of looks like a zombie on fire floating around. This one's kind of fun just because it's easy. If you find it, pretty much you can shoot it, and it's almost guaranteed to drop a like score streak. So that's really cool. I like that. Then we have, let's see, what would be my next favorite one? Trying to think of them all. Then the next one, I guess, would be the golden chest. So you'll see this little lightning bolt on your mini map, and actually, if you get closer, you'll see a portal, and you can actually see the chest like getting spawned in or whatever. So that's kind of cool. I like that. So once you do it, a bunch of zombie and then sometimes some elite or special zombies show up, and if you kill them all, you get to open the special golden chest. Pretty simple. Then my second to last favorite, or second to first, so two, would be the like elite, or let's call it hunt, basically, you know, because basically what you do is you find all these dead bodies, you go to a radio and you do the radio, and then it basically says, okay, we gotta, you know, revenge these people, find those people, or find what did this and kill them. So then this giant portal will open up and you'll see like 5 things teleport down. And usually it's like one elite with like a bunch of little special guys. So then you go over there, you kill them, and usually that one you're almost guaranteed, well, not almost guaranteed, you are guaranteed a random perk. So I really like that. Then I'd say my favorite one is the dragon rocket. So basically you go up to this rocket, and when you activate it, out of this little hole in the rocket comes the dragon head. And so inside this little ring of fire, if you shoot zombies, it'll get eaten up by the dragon head. There's some like purple fluid, and the more you stay inside the circle, the more you can fill that purple liquid up. And then if you fill it all the way up, you get a gold. If you only fill it up halfway, you get like a medium loot crate. And, you know, so depending on how much you fill it, depends on how big of a loot crate you get. So that's kind of cool. Really like that. And then there are like 6 different main objectives that you could do. I won't rank them because I don't even know if I can remember them all. But there's one, holdout. It'll be marked by this giant ass crystal, and when you press, or when you put explosives on it, it'll basically teleport you to it'll teleport you to a place on the map, but now you're in the dark ether and you can board up all the windows, and so you have to survive for 4 minutes. Especially in the earlier rounds, this is like the easiest objective. Then there is like protect. You have to grab a zombie head and put it in a little analyzer, and then you have to defend it from, you know, zombies, because like when you put it in there, it starts to vocalize like blah blah, and so it's calling other zombies in. I think that's kind of cool. Then there's escort. You escort this little rover that has a monkey in the back, and so it'll go up to one rift. It'll either scan it or try to go inside, and when it scans it, it'll just go away. But if it goes inside, it'll actually like spit it out, and it'll have to start going somewhere else. That's kind of fun, and it's also just fun because you don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it'll go into a portal, maybe it'll get spit out, you know. And then the last, so it does that 3 times. The last one obviously always has this huge horde come out of it, and you have to kill the horde, so that's really fun. Then there's eliminate. Eliminate is you shoot a giant ass laser from space, and it spawns an elite. This elite is usually like has a tinge of red to it, so whether it's a mangler or a megaton, they'll be like red, and it'll be a lot harder to kill. So you'll get it down about 1/3 of its health. It'll go into a huge ball and then go to a different location. You get it down to about 1/3, and then it'll go again, and then the last time you kill it. So that's nice. That's nice. And then I feel like I'm forgetting one. Oh, and then there's the missile. So the missile is kind of cool because basically you start the objective and there's a little A and B. You go over there, you get a canister, you have to put it on your back. You can walk with it, but it's like walking speed. You can't sprint with it. You can mantle over stuff, but you can't jump. And so it's like, you know, you're just kind of slogging along. That one's really good for co-op as well, because obviously to have somebody who can go normal speed and protect you is really nice. But you put both of the canisters into it, and then the rocket shoots up or whatever. So all the different objectives. I'd say my least favorite, I won't rank them all, but I'd say my least favorite is my least favorite, what is my least favorite? I guess my least favorite would be the Elite, because it's actually like really easy. Granted, once you get into the later rounds, it's harder, but it's actually like really easy and very, very manageable. So it doesn't seem as challenging as all the other ones, because all the other ones can spawn in like hordes and hordes of zombies, and so then it can be very good. My last like suggestion or whatever would be definitely play it with friends if you can, because solo is really fun, don't get me wrong, but when I play by myself, like a really good example, doing the escort mission and going to the last portal, there'll be a giant horde that comes towards you if you're playing solo. I played it with 4 people, and that horde grew by like 3 times as much. So like when I was solo, it was like maybe 20 zombies that came at me, but when I went in with 4 people, it was like maybe 100 zombies that came out of the portal, all coming at us. We're all shooting at and so that was really cool. So if you have the ability to play with others, because it definitely ramps up the difficulty and maybe just the amount of zombies that there are. So definitely do that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the new zombie Outbreak mode. Have you played it? Let me know what you think about it in the comments or in the chat.